provide more in the 5v5 rather than the Udyr, but me and you were also saying that on our last cast the other day, that hey, you know, Udyr in these 5v5 team fights, he doesn't do much, but we've seen consistently when we see this Udyr, he has been able to just get so far ahead, he can very easily get that turbo chem tank early on and serve as that primary engager for his team.
And this is the big problem I always find when I see Udyrs. Udyr is obviously a great champion when it gets ahead, and I can see the priority on it, why people tend to lean towards it. It has such an insanely fast clear speed, especially when you max out that Phoenix stance rather than the Tiger stance. But you need something that can engage. Having the Udyr is not your engage. It should not be your primary engage. And we've seen it fail so many times purely because people are relying on this, you know, man-bear pig to kind of run at people and just try and get those, you know, bear stance stuns off. It doesn't work like that, and the coordination from a lot of these LPL teams make it so difficult for that to actually work. So for RA, I want to see them get something a little bit more reliable engage.
I wonder if they'll actually go the opposite route of that and go towards more of a poke-oriented composition, because we see the Renekton coming out for the side of WE. This could be where you answer with something along the lines of the Jace, but RA going for the Aatrox. And I feel like as of right now, if we're just running in like head first into each other, still WE's comp feels a bit stronger. They have more priority in their lanes, especially in top and mid, so it's going to be quite hard for Lilian to just kind of do as he pleases. But in terms of engage, you know, you have a ton of engage champions in the support role. We do see right now RA hovering the Alistar. I do think it would be a fine pickup. Not going to be as potent at that level 6 mark against Xayah, obviously, with her ultimate, but still, it provides disengage as well to give room for the Azir to do what he wants in these team fights, but also gives you that combo with Lilian if you do find a way onto the likes of Emong Syndra.
And a little bit of a throwback to the 2020 Worlds meta, leaving the support pick for last. We've seen a lot of top lane counter picks on the red side and within the LPL this season, but this time around, Team WE going to go ahead and lock in Nautilus for missing. Has not really had amazing success in the LPL, and they did pick it last. They had full knowledge of what they were picking into. I'm curious what you think of the pick right now.
I'm still not too big of a fan of it, especially we've highlighted it, especially against the Alistar itself, where Nautilus did receive just a lot of nerfs slowly over the course of 2020. And it feels like Alistar right now, you know, if you do land a nice dredge line onto the Alistar, he's just going to, you know, pulverize you. He could headbutt you under his own turret or even away from his AD carry. He is tankier than you, sure. He might not have the same base damages as you, but he combos a lot better in that 3v3 as well. The one nice thing about the Nautilus is at least if you do have an Udyr running at you, you have Kai'Sa jumping in, you can just pop that ultimate and buy more room for your Xayah to deal damage.
Yeah, it is a point-and-click stun. It is not very difficult to mess up, and it does force a lot of respect from Fofo or from iBoy to be able to kind of say, look, I could just be knocked up at any point in time. I need to make sure that I'm either very, very safe behind my enemy or my own team so I'm not caught out by a dredge line, or I am 100% safe with my team just absolutely smashing their backline. So with two teams locked and loaded, I feel like both teams kind of got what they wanted, considering, you know, what we estimated would be their power picks coming into this game.
Definitely, we see WE going back to a tried and true composition. You talked a lot about Beishong having more impact when he does have that global with the Pantheon. Very straightforward 5v5 teamfight composition. I like that they do have the early priority in their lanes. And for RA, the only thing we were looking out for them was, are they going to get this Udyr? They do. Lilian's going to be comfortable, but at the same time, when he was popping off against Rogue Warrior,